What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games, and today we're going to be covering how to play Blastoise in Pokemon Unite. And in this guide, we will be talking about his moves, the best builds, his different items he can run, what positions he can be in, and all that good stuff. And before we dive in, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and join the PanFro Games family. I really appreciate it. So Blastoise is a defender type. He's a ranged defender, which was previously only held out by Slowbro, but now we got Blastoise in the house. And man, Blastoise is an overtuned character, meaning his moves do a lot of different things. And he's honestly one of the most unique characters in the game right now, and he's very cool overall, and I really love him. So if you're on the fence of buying the character, I highly recommend getting him, because he is not only just a defender, he is a bruiser. He really does a lot of damage, and he can take a lot of hits too. And he has one of the best Unite moves in the game as well. Great for capturing objectives, great for crowd control, and overall Blastoise has really lived up to the hype. So let's dive into the move overview, and then we're going to do our items, and then we're going to talk about builds. Starting with Blastoise's ability, Torrent. When the Pokemon is at half HP or less, its attack and special attack are increased. That's a really good passive, honestly. It may be pretty boring, but it's really good, and it definitely makes Blastoise a threat towards the end of its life. Blastoise's basic attack becomes a boosted attack with every third attack, dealing continual damage and decreasing the movement speed of opposing Pokemon for a short time when it hits. This third auto attack is incredible because it deals damage 3 times, slows the enemy, but most importantly, what the game does not tell you in this description, it reduces the cooldown of Blastoise's moves by 1 second. So it's always going to be valuable for you to be spamming attack to lower your cooldown, so you can always get those third auto attacks off so you can do more of your moves. At level 1, you can learn Water Gun, which is a 9-second ranged attack. Attacks with a shot of water, shoving opposing Pokemon and decreasing their movement speed for a short time. So this move is actually pretty good because it stuns the enemy for 1 second. There's tons of burst damage, so it's great for last hitting creeps or stealing the opponent's creeps. And this is going to be your way to confirm kills in lane. The cool thing about this move is it will push the opponents back as well, so if you do get behind them, you can push them towards your teammate and make it so that they are trapped and you can confirm the kill. The other level 1 move is Skull Bash, which is a 10-second dash. Fiercely rams an opposing Pokemon and leaves it unable to act. So the cool thing about this move is it will stun anyone who is in the path of Skull Bash. It does have a second startup, but the range is pretty good for getting in and out of combat and also for confirming kills. So overall, Blastoise has a really good starting kit in lane or even in jungle if you decide to go that route. At level 5, Blastoise can replace Water Gun with Hydro Pump, which is an 8.5-second ranged attack. Has the user attack by blasting out a huge volume of water, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon and shoving them when it hits. And when this move is upgraded, it deals more damage. So Hydro Pump is a really powerful move, especially right at level 5 when you get it. This move is like an advanced version of Water Gun, as this move will hit 3 times. It will knock back the opponent and it will stun them on hit. And this can apply to multiple enemies as well that you're hitting. Instead of Hydro Pump, you can learn Water Spout at level 5, which is a 9-second AoE attack. Blastoise calls out a barrage of water in a targeted radius. Enemies within the radius are struck 6 times over a duration, damaging and slowing them. And when you level up this move, its damage is increased. So this move is Blastoise's ranged AoE poke attack. It's actually pretty solid. It's similar to something like a Sludge Bomb, but instead of a poison, you're just getting a slow effect. It's not too bad overall. It feels awkward at level 5, but trust me, it's going to feel a lot better at level 7 when we come into Rapid Spin. At level 7, Blastoise can learn Surf, which is a 12-second dash. Blastoise rides a large wave in the designated area, damaging and stunning and knocking back enemies hit. Blastoise is unstoppable while surfing, and once it ends, Blastoise can jump in a designated direction. The wave continues for a short duration after Blastoise has leapt off and continues to knock back enemies hit, but inflicts no damage. This move is incredible and may be the best surf in the entire game. The distance that this surf goes makes it so Blastoise has one of the best ways to travel around the map in the entire game. The damage is actually pretty good too. And the fact that this shield can even go through Snorlax's block is pretty incredible. My favorite thing about Surf is how far it can actually go and secure objectives. If you're trying to get a Dreadnought and knock up a team, you can start it from the middle of the lane and end up hitting the Dreadnought. If you're going into a Zapdos fight, you can start the Surf from the bottom of the Zapdos and end up hitting the Zapdos and everyone else in the way, making sure they can't finish it up because they're going to be knocked up, and hopefully you and your team can get the clear. Honestly, I really think this is the best Surf we have seen in the game so far. And now for the most interesting move in Blastoise's set, Rapid Spin, which is an 11-second buff. Rapid Spin allows Blastoise to withdraw into its shell and begin rapidly spinning, resetting the cooldown of its other move. Blastoise is unstoppable during the duration of Rapid Spin and can freely move about the battlefield. While spinning, Blastoise will damage and slow nearby enemies. Blastoise's next basic attack after Rapid Spin ends is Empowered. For the duration of Rapid Spin, the mechanics of basic attacks as well as Hydro Pump and Water Spout are changed. And at level 13, when it is upgraded, Blastoise gains a massive amount of defense and special defense during the duration of Rapid Spin. Rapid Spin is an insane move and honestly could deserve its own video because Rapid Spin changes how you play Blastoise completely and adds brand new mechanics, and it's almost like it's two characters in one. So not only does Rapid Spin allow you to be unstoppable and not be affected by any status effects and freely move around the battlefield, it does a little bit of damage by itself, but it most importantly changes your auto attacks and Hydro Pump and Water Spout. When you're using Rapid Spin, you'll either have Hydro Pump or Water Spout. And the beauty is when you use Rapid Spin, it will immediately refresh the other move. So you will immediately have a Water Spout or Hydro Pump ready the moment you enter into Rapid Spin mode. You can always leave Rapid Spin mode whenever you would like by hitting the Rapid Spin button again. When you are using Rapid Spin with Water Spout, you will need to hold the button. If you click the button, it will only use the move once. If you hold the button, you will be doing an AoE attack around you that will hit 8 times. And this will do massive amounts of damage to anyone you're hitting. And this move is great for scaring away enemies, for diving onto towers, for protecting towers, or even capturing objectives because you're just doing constant damage and the opponents cannot stop you unless they take out your life. Now, if you have Rapid Spin and Hydro Pump, you only need to click the button once because this time Hydro Pump will unleash a large burst of water in a radius around yourself, damaging and stunning and knocking back enemies hit. So you're going to do one big blast and it will shoot out everyone in an AoE out from around you and you're going to be the center of that attack. So that's a really good displacement way and you do a lot of damage, but you're not going to have that continuous damage. And personally, I much prefer the Water Spout Rapid Spin set just because it is so much better for capturing objectives and defending goals with. And you don't have to worry about missing with Water Spout as you're going to be hitting multiple times. But if you miss Hydro Pump, then you're just going to be left with your regular boosted auto attack, which is still pretty good under Rapid Spin. But the point of Rapid Spin is really using the modified versions of Hydro Pump and Water Spout, and preferably I prefer Water Spout in this way. Blastoise's Unite move is Hydro Typhoon, which is a hindrance move. Has the user spout water to attack while spinning, throwing opposing Pokemon in a large area. This also grants the user a shield. This Unite move is incredible as it does a full 360 around Blastoise and does massive damage. It is like a death laser. And this is also one of the best moves in the entire game for capturing objectives like Dreadnought and Zapdos. I would put this move on the same level as like Venusaur's Solar Beam and how consistent this is in capturing objectives if you can get your timing down right. And now it is time for our item overview. So the 3 items I really like on Blastoise is Buddy Barrier, Focus Band, and Muscle Band. So at level 20, you're going to be getting tons of passives. You're going to have 400 HP, 11 additional attack, 20 defense, 20 special defense, and additional 5% basic attack speed. And Buddy Barrier is just that classic item where huge amounts of HP, great for a defender like Blastoise, just gives him more bulk, sustainability in fights. And then when he uses his ult, he'll get an even greater shield so him and his ally can survive longer in the fight. And Blastoise wants to be as alive as long as possible, because especially if you're running the Rapid Spin set, as you want to keep spinning to win and using Water Spout or Hydro Pump while you're spinning. Focus Band, so we can get a 14% HP back while we are taking damage. Really great to have some extra sustainability in that sense. Also, raw defense and special defense boost is wonderful. This goes great with Rapid Spin as the leveled up version that increases your defense and special defense. This multiplies with that defense and special defense bonus, and it actually makes Blastoise the Pokemon with the highest amount of defense and special defense bulk in the entire game when Blastoise hits level 13. It's pretty insane. Definitely do not sleep on Rapid Spin. I'm telling you guys, it is pretty crazy. And last but certainly not least is Muscle Band. So you may think this is weird. Why use Muscle Band? Blastoise is the best special attacker, not a physical attacker. Why would you want our raw attack up? Well, the important part is basic attack speed increases. So the more basic attacks we get off, the more third boosted attacks we get off, which means we get more special attacks off because the third boosted attack is a special attack. And even better, because of our ability, whenever we get a third boosted attack off, we are getting a second off our cooldowns, which is our special attacking moves, so like Water Spout or Hydro Pump or Surf. So all this just makes sense, and now you're just getting a little bit extra damage onto your first two auto attacks as well. So honestly, it is a completely amazing item for Blastoise to have Muscle Band. I highly recommend it. And if you do not want to go with these three items, I do recommend switching out Buddy Barrier for something like a Score Shield, because Blastoise does get his shield when he ults, and he does have high HP, so you could use Score Shield and try to backdoor, and you do get 300 HP, so you're only netting out losing 100 HP, which is not a big deal at all. So honestly, you can experiment with Score Shield. Personally, I'm a Buddy Barrier fan at this moment, but hey, I think both are very viable. And I would use this item build if you're playing Blastoise top, bottom, or even jungle. Jungle Blastoise is very viable, and I think this is a great jungle set, as this will give you a lot of bulk for your ganks so you don't get decimated easily. You're not a glass cannon. You can sustain a fight for a long time and do damage and stun them and have your teammates take them out. And now for our battle item. So of course, eject button is going to be one of the best items for Blastoise, as this allows him to quickly enter and leave a fight and go for safety, especially if he's laning. It's going to be one of those most valuable items. But when you are jungling, I highly recommend getting Fluffy Tail, because this helps you clear your jungle faster so you can get some early game ganks in quicker. But most importantly, Blastoise is one of the best Pokemon in the game for securing objectives. So if you're running jungle, I highly recommend checking out Fluffy Tail, as this will make it even easier for you to get Dreadnoughts and Zapdos, especially with your ultimate being the ultimate confirmation way to get a kill on an objective like this. You want to use Fluffy Tail right before you go off, or if you beat a team, use Fluffy Tail immediately so you and your team can take the objective out and hopefully win the game. X speed's actually pretty good too. This makes Blastoise a complete beast, as he will be surfing at you faster, he will be spinning at you faster. So I think X speed is very viable as well. But if you had to pick between the two, I would pick eject button personally, and if you're gonna go jungle, always go Fluffy Tail. Now that we know what the moves do and what the best item build is for Blastoise, what builds do we run on this guy? So for Blastoise, only thing I would recommend not to do is to run Surf and Water Spout. It is just the worst combination, and there is not a really viable build for that. The other possibilities are very viable, and I have two I really like, and one it's pretty good, but I'm not a big fan of. So I'll start with the one I'm not a big fan of the viable ones, is Rapid Spin and Hydro Pump. It is just not a great combination of moves. Hydro Pump is very strong outside of Rapid Spin, but within Rapid Spin, I just don't see it being that viable. And at that point, I'd much rather have something like Surf, as Surf will give Blastoise something incredibly powerful, especially for securing objectives and wiping teams out. And Hydro Pump only hits once during Rapid Spin, and if you make a mistake and miss that, or if the positioning is incorrect, I feel like a lot can go wrong. So I'm not a big fan, but if you like it, definitely try it out. The damage is good on it, but I think there's better. So the two builds I will recommend to you today is going to be Rapid Spin Water Spout in Surf and Hydro Pump. So Rapid Spin Water Spout is incredible, and I do want to speak about the combo first before I go deeper. There is a combo for Rapid Spin, and the combo is you use your move, Water Spout or Hydro Pump, and then you hit Rapid Spin, and then after you hit Rapid Spin, your move will get refreshed, and then you hit Water Spout or Hydro Pump. So you always want to do that. If you're playing Rapid Spin, you always want to be doing that because you do get your move back immediately on a Rapid Spin use. And if you're using Rapid Spin, you're always going to be using Rapid Spin whenever you get the chance. And remember, you always want to be auto attacking because every time you get that third auto attack off, you will be reducing a second off that cooldown. So you'll be Rapid Spinning a lot. So remember that. So that is something you definitely got to keep in mind in the Rapid Spin build. What I really like about Rapid Spin and Water Spout is Water Spout is a pretty solid move overall. It does slow down the enemies as well. It's pretty nice, but when you're combining the moves together, you go into a fight and you just stay in a fight causing massive damage to everyone that's near you. And they just have to deal with that. If you are defending a goal, they just have to deal with that. They can't score because you're just sitting on there and just hitting everyone on the goal. So there's a lot going for there. And then you also have the ejectives like Zapdos and Dreadnought. And you can run into a fight, even if you're down, you can run into a Dreadnought and just run up and steal it by using Rapid Spin and Water Spout. It just has so many possibilities and usage, and I honestly think that's great. And then you have Surf and Hydro Pump. Blastoise has the best Surf in the game. It's incredible. It is also great for taking out objectives. It is pretty wonderful overall. It does a lot of good damage. Hydro Pump is an incredible move as it can snipe enemies, multiple enemies, and stun them. And then after you hit them with the stun, you set yourself up with a Surf, and then you can surf them into a wall, and then they'll be stuck there, and you pretty much destroy them at that point. So if you're going to go more of a offensive character for Blastoise, the offensive build will definitely be the Hydro Pump Surf. But it's not like Water Spout, Rapid Spin doesn't do a lot of damage either. It's just going to be more in the middle of the fight damage, while Surf Hydro Pump is going to allow you one long poke with Hydro Pump and then one big get in there move, but also pushes the enemy away. So if you don't want to commit to getting in, you can always back out. So those are the main differences between our two builds here. If you're going to go jungle, both work really well. I had a lot of success with the Rapid Spin Water Spout, as Rapid Spin just allows you to clear out mobs a lot faster in general. So that's really nice because you're just constantly doing damage to them over and over again, hitting them 8 times with the Water Spout. And there we have it, guys. That is how we play Blastoise in Pokemon Unite. I hope this guide was very helpful. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and like the video. And I'll catch you guys next time with more Pokemon Unite action. Peace out and have a good one.